In today's video, I'm sharing 5 ways that you can romanticize your summer at home. Hello everyone, Jennifer L. Scott here, and welcome to The Daily Connoisseur. I am the author of the new book, The Daily Connoisseur's Guide to Living Well at Home. And the subject of living well at home is a deep passion of mine. I love being at home. I love living well here, and we can absolutely do that this summer. I know a lot of people are sad and feeling a certain ache because maybe you're not traveling like you usually do each summer. Maybe your annual summer trip has been canceled due to rising fuel costs, all the things going on in the world, whatever it is, or maybe your schedule has changed. We find ourselves in the same boat, but I'm here to encourage you that you can still have a beautiful summer. And the key is to romanticizing your summer at home. So today I have 5 ways that you can do this in a very practical manner, and we can all have a beautiful summer. So the first way that we can romanticize our summer at home is to live with the seasons. And I shared this quote in my planner video. It is from Henry David Thoreau. And he said, "Live in each season as it passes. Breathe the air, drink the drink, taste the fruit." The key to romanticizing summer is to participate in the season. And summer offers so many small pleasures that exist for a fleeting amount of time. Think about seasonal fruit or flowers that only grow this time of year, events that only happen this time of year. If we can make ourselves awake to this special fleeting season, then we can fully enjoy summer. And I have written a list of practical ideas of things that we can do this summer to really immerse ourselves in this season. And the first one would be to visit a farmer's market. I have visited many in my day, but I rarely go to my local farmer's market, so I want to change that this summer. You could also buy seasonal produce. Think cherries, peaches, whatever is in season for you this time of year that you don't normally find at other times of the year. You could plant flowers, create a cut flower garden. This is an endeavor that I have absolutely loved this season. It's been one of the most amazing parts of the summer so far. Eat outdoors. This is my favorite thing to do. I will have breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea, everything outdoors. You could open the windows and let the beautiful air in, spend your mornings outside. You could watch summer sunsets. These are just a few ideas of how you can live fully in the season. The second way we can romanticize summer at home is to create summer rituals. I have a quote here from Humphrey Davy, and he said, "Life is made up not of great sacrifices or duties, but of little things." And I think that this is so true. Life is made up of these little things. It's these little habits, these little rituals that truly combine to create something special, and we can take this philosophy into the summer. And if you think about it, when you go on vacation, it's not necessarily the big event things that you do, it's the little rituals that you have. Your morning coffee on the balcony in your hotel room, or going to the pool every afternoon to have lunch and a swim. It's those little daily rituals that make the vacation so special, so we can recreate that at home. And I have written a few practical ideas here that might resonate with you. So the first one is morning coffee in the garden. I love this. I've mentioned it before several times, but I always try to take my first sips of coffee outside, weather permitting. Summer is a perfect time for this. And rather than just doing a few sips and then going back in and doing the dishes and taking the kids places like I normally do the rest of the year, in the summertime, I'm finishing the cup outside. I am wandering around, looking at the flowers, really taking them in. Summer mornings are a lot slower than the rest of the year. They tend to be. We don't need to be driving as much. We don't have as many commitments. So we can take advantage of that and enjoy coffee outside. Another idea is tea on the patio. I love this. It's like going outside with these little luxuries, you know? I wrote down evening walks. So here it gets really hot in Southern California, and we like to take Watson out on his walk every day. And I'm finding that those twilight walks, those early evening walks are the best time to go. And it's a wonderful ritual. Another idea is Sunday flower arranging, or a specific day a week where you put together your flowers for the week, whether from your garden or ones that you bring home from the florist or the grocery store. Friday movie nights. This is something that we like to do in our family, and especially in the summertime. It's just so lovely to have that tradition. And then I also wrote reading before bed, an afternoon iced tea, summer journaling, and listening to classical music at dusk. Now these are just my ideas, but you can do any summer ritual that resonates with you. Speaking of rituals, I'd actually like to share the sponsor of today's video, which is Ritual Vitamins. You know, I've been taking their Essential for Women's 18 Plus vitamin for several years now. I love it. I highly recommend it. As someone who's always looking for simple ways to support my health and well-being, I appreciate products that take the guesswork out of daily routines. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus is a clean, high-quality multivitamin formulated to help fill key nutrient gaps in the diet for women ages 18 to 49. What I especially appreciate is Ritual's commitment to quality and transparency. Essential for Women's 18 Plus is USP verified, which is a third-party certification that sets one of the highest standards for product quality and transparency. In fact, less than 1% of multivitamins have earned this mark. Ritual go above and beyond industry standards, meeting rigorous certification requirements and testing every batch of products for things like heavy metals, microbes, and allergens. It's reassuring to know exactly what you're taking and the standards behind it. So for 25% off your first order, click my link below or scan the QR code, and thank you so much to Ritual for sponsoring today's video. The third way that we can romanticize our summer at home is to cultivate leisure. This is one of my favorite topics right now. As I regulate my nervous system, you're going to hear me talk about this over and over again, but I think many of us need to hear it. I am especially passionate about sharing this message with women who tend to find very little time for themselves, looking after everyone but themselves, letting their interests go on the back burner. So I'm here to remind you that you can cultivate your leisure this summer, make it a priority. And my quote for this is one that I have shared before again, but I wanted to reiterate it. It's from John Lubbock. It says, "Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under trees on a summer's day is by no means a waste of time." So many people stay at home all summer, but they don't actually rest, okay? They start doing projects, they're decluttering, they're cleaning, they're catching up on work. Just because you're home does not mean that you're resting. So I want to highlight this and let you know that if you're going to be romanticizing summer, you need to schedule your rest. You have to include it. This is critical. As John Lubbock reminds us, leisure is not laziness. It nourishes our inner life. So I have created a list of practical ideas on how you can create and cultivate a summer leisure routine. So the first one is creating a TBR. And I just shared my summer TBR, so if you missed that video, I will link it in the iCard up above. But don't be afraid of creating a TBR. I was afraid for a long time because I thought, if I write down the books that I plan to read and I fall short, I'm going to feel like a failure. Nobody is going to judge you for not reading the books you said you were going to read. This is just a personal list for you about books that you would like to read this summer. And I find that when I get organized about creating a TBR, I get so joyful about it. I take it more seriously. I love it. So I can't recommend that enough. You can create a list of things to do, like plays to attend. I've already attended Primary Trust at the Mark Taper, and I plan to go to Mamma Mia at Amundsen. I'm excited about this. You could visit museums. You could have a list of puzzles to complete. In a recent video, I shared my TBP. To be puzzled this summer. Yes, you can have that. You could have gardens to explore, poetry to enjoy, new recipes to try, letters to write, and creative projects to pursue. So again, you can adjust anything on this list to make it resonate for you, but create a list of things that you would like to do leisure-wise that are exciting for you and that speak to you, and please schedule them in. The fourth way to romanticize your summer at home is to seek beauty daily. So I have a quote for you from William Morris, and he said, "Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful." I love that. That's like the Spark Joy quote of his age. Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. So beauty is not just for special occasions. We don't just do a flower arrangement when company's coming over. We can do them all the time. So I wanted to show you this. You know, I'm starting a cut flower garden this year, and these are all from my garden. I'm having so much fun putting these little bouquets together. Yes, we can surround ourselves with beauty, and William Morris gives us permission to do this. So here are my practical ideas on how you can incorporate this into your life. You could put fresh flowers throughout your home. You could do some summer baking. I just shared a peach oat muffin recipe that was so good. If you subscribed to my newsletter, you would have gotten that in there. You could do beautiful table settings. This is the time to experiment and have fun with it. You could do candles at dusk, crisp linens, seasonal decorating if you like to decorate for summer. You could play music throughout your home that resonates, that feels like the summertime. Put beautiful books on display, have fresh herbs in the kitchen, and of course, dress beautifully yourself. Wear those beautiful flowing caftans, bathing suit cover-ups, dresses, blouses, whatever makes you feel beautiful. We can bring it in and have the standards of William Morris, that everything around us is aesthetically pleasing to us, to whatever extent we can make this happen. The next way we can romanticize summer at home is to practice local wonder. So I have a quote here from Marcel Proust, and he said, "The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes." What is before us? What is something that we see every day that we are not noticing, that we are not appreciating? You can become a tourist in your own town. So when I was living in Paris with Madame Chic and her family, I would often tell them what I was planning on doing, and I had a very full schedule through my school, and they were always so amused at the touristy things that I would do. And I will never forget this, but I told them at dinner one day that I was going to be going to the Eiffel Tower that week, and they told me that they had never been to the Eiffel Tower. You could have blown me over with a feather. I was like, quoi? I was so confused. I was like, how do you live in Paris your whole life and you don't go to the Eiffel Tower? But think about it. Where do you live? You might live in a place with a big tourist destination and maybe you've never been there. Like maybe the equivalent would be like me never going to the Hollywood Walk of Fame or whatever. The Hollywood sign, I've never been there. You know what I mean? So some people travel all across the world just to do that thing, and it's right on your doorstep and you've never done it. So I would love to know in the comment section below, what is a local touristy attraction in your area that you have never visited? But anyway, here are some ideas on how you can explore local wonder wherever you live. So again, you could visit your local theater production. I'm very passionate about this. I will beat this drum until the day I die. Support your local theater, seek out the arts. Again, I'm seeing several productions this summer and I'm thrilled about it. You could explore botanical gardens in your area, independent bookstores, outdoor concerts. You could visit a museum, explore nearby neighborhoods, visit a farmer's market, take scenic walks, and attend community events. Something else I like to do is this. If you walk your dog every night or you just go on a local walk and you're kind of tired of seeing your neighborhood, you can hop in the car and drive to a new one. I do this all the time with Watson. We will get in the car and drive to a new neighborhood because I love looking at houses as I'm walking. So we do that all the time. So even little things like that make you appreciate your local area more. I really do think that that Marcel Proust quote wraps this all up. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. So if you find yourself at home this summer, that is okay. You can still have a beautiful summer. I wanted to end on this note. The summers in the 90s for me were so magical. The 80s too. The 80s and the 90s. They were slow. They were not packed with any kind of agenda, itinerary, or anything. It was so slow. I would wake up, I would read my book in bed, I would make myself breakfast, I'd get on my bike, I would leave for like 8 hours. I don't even know what I did. It's so crazy how things were back in the 90s. I would make friends, I'd play with friends. I mean, I'd come home occasionally. We would drink out of hoses. We would eat honeysuckles. We would go under, I'm not suggesting this now because the world has changed, but how can we capture that beautiful feeling of those vintage summers? So that is what I ask you in today's video. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, everyone. Thank you so much to Ritual for sponsoring. You can click my link below or scan the QR code to get 25% off your first order with Ritual. In the meantime, keep calm and remain classy, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.